Hi guys, welcome back to Footy with Wally. So today will be a different video because I'm gonna rank the most expensive Big Six signings for this season. So let's go to the video. Obviously the tiers are self-explanatory, like perfect, excellent, etc. And actually I just organized by team, so you can go right to your team if you only want to know about the signings of your club. Okay, so I just took 2 minutes here, organize the players. By the way, I tried to take 5 players from each club, but for some reason I took 6 from Chelsea, but I just realized it right now, so I will analyze 6 Chelsea players. I think that's okay. Also, it's important to say that I am not considering only the quality of the player, but also the price, because obviously if you buy something that is really good, but at the same time it is like very overpriced, then it's not so good, if that makes sense. So now, finally, let's go to the video. So starting with Frimpong, he was signed for 40 million euros. Also important to say that like every signing I will say in euros because I took everything from transfer market. So I believe Frimpong is excellent because if you've seen him playing for Bayer Leverkusen, he was just so insane. He played almost like an attacker. He was more like a winger actually, but he was just amazing. Like his numbers, assists, goals, his offensive contribution was like insane. And Liverpool paid only 40 million euros for him because it was his release clause. I believe he will be perfect for Liverpool when he is fit. Maybe he will have to adapt a little to be more defensive because for Bayer Leverkusen he played most of the time with 3 centre backs, not 2. But in general, considering price and quality, I would say excellent. So Isaac, I don't know how to say his name. I think, okay, quality wise he should be perfect, right? Because he was one of the best players in the league and he will just do amazing for Liverpool, I know that. However, like he was very expensive. Like for example, if you consider João Pedro from Chelsea, they paid like around 70 million euros for him, which is like half of Isaac's transfer fee. I'm gonna go excellent because quality you can imagine perfect, but considering the price, I would say excellent. And obviously I don't need to explain how good he is because he is just amazing. There's no much to say other than that. So next Liverpool player, Ekitike. I would go good because like he could be excellent in quality, but he was very expensive for his quality. I don't believe he was worth what they paid for him. So I'm gonna go good. Oh, and I forgot to say that the Liverpool paid 145 million euros for Isaac, and for Ekitike they paid, let me see, they paid 95 million euros. That is very expensive. I don't think that was like fair price, fair fee. But he is a good player, so I'm gonna go good for him. The first that I will put in perfect here, like Florian Wirtz, he is just, I believe from now on he will be one of the best players in the world, as he has been since he started to play amazingly for Bayer Leverkusen. And 125 million for him was not cheap. I think it was a fair fee considering how good he is, considering Bayern Munich wanted him, so there was this competition for him. Guys, look at Liverpool's transfer windows, just insane. Like Wirtz, Frimpong, Ekitike, Isaac, like what's happening? Like Kirkis, which was one of the best left backs in the league, in the Premier League last season. He's just so good. I believe he will need less adaptation than Frimpong, for example, because Frimpong was more a winger and he is a proper left back. So I believe for him it is like the adaptation is pretty much easy. 46 to 47 million euros for him is like a very fair fee in my opinion. Now they just solved the left back issue that we saw last season, so that was a very good signing. Actually, now that I'm thinking, I believe I'm gonna go excellent because there aren't a lot of left backs in the world, very good left backs that you can trust, and I think Kirkis is one of the few. Therefore I believe I will go excellent considering he was not so expensive as well. So Chelsea, as I said, with Chelsea I put 6 players by accident, like one more player won't take too much time. So Garnacho, 46.2 million euros for him. I don't know if I go mid or not because like the quality is there. I do believe he's a good player, but at the same time I think he has a problem of thinking he is too good. Like I believe he is good, but I believe he is not so good as he might think he is, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go mid. Also because Chelsea have a lot of players, like a lot of attackers. Yes, I'm gonna go mid. João Pedro, which by the way in my opinion was like a perfect signing. They paid 60, let me just check, 63.7. They paid 63.7 million euros for him. The guy literally arrived, just got them a Club World Cup trophy and like adapted as if he were playing there for like 10 years. It's just bizarre how good he is. And in my opinion, that was a very obvious signing. I thought more teams would go for him, to be honest. Can play as a 9, can play as a 10, can play as a left wing if you need, even though it's not his best position. But here in Brazil, by the way, I'm Brazilian if you don't know, he started to play as a winger and then adapted to be like a more striker / false 9. This signing was just so too good, really. Like perfect signing in my opinion. So Hato, I believe his name is Hato. I don't know how to say it. 44.2 million euros for him. I'm going to go good because first, he is left-footed. He is good. He is good defensively and offensively. He is left-footed, and that is very hard to find on the market. And he can play as a left back and centre back as well. Even though initially, I don't think he will be in the starting 11. I do believe he is very good. And also Chelsea, in my opinion, I do not trust any Chelsea centre backs. Any of them, I do not trust them. And Hato could be like the centre back on the left if Maresca wants to use them like a centre back, or if Chelsea wants to play with 3 at the back. I think he will be perfect. Actually, no. I just changed my mind. I'm gonna go, even though I think he is good, like quality-wise, he's good. I'm gonna go mid because he won't be in starting 11, and they could have used the money to sign like a centre back to come and play. Okay, maybe not with 40 something million euros, but like with 60, they would just have to find some more money and then buy like a 60 million quality centre back to be in starting 11. So for this, I'm gonna go mid. So Delap. That is a hard one because I wouldn't say he is so good as a player. Like, he's definitely worse than Ekitike, for example. But at the same time, he is not a bad player. 35.5 for him. Like, I can't say he's a bad signing. And finding strikers in the current market is very difficult. So I'm going to go mid. So Gittins, 56 million euros for him. Chelsea fans, have nothing against you or your club. However, that was a mid signing. 56 million euros for him. In my opinion, it was kind of overpriced. And to be really honest, guys, I don't even think Gittins is that good. Like, for a left winger, his numbers are very okay in the Bundesliga. And in my last videos, when I analyzed Xavi Simons and Colomoni, I said, based on numbers, that scoring in the Bundesliga is quite easy compared to the other big European leagues because it seems attack a lot. They play with high defensive lines and all of those things. So if any attacker doesn't get good numbers in the Bundesliga, like for me, it's kind of sus. I'm gonna go mid. So there's one is just like, this signing is just a joke. He is just so good. Like 34 million euros for Steven is just a joke. Like, people don't realize this, but do you remember Endrick, who plays for Real Madrid? Like, Madrid paid almost 50 million euros for him, and they come from the same club. Steven and Endrick, they come from Palmeiras, which is like, let's say, the 4th biggest Brazilian club. And here in Brazil, we have as very clear that Steven is just way better, and Chelsea paid way less. I believe like his potential is to be one of the best in the world. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but he was going to Barcelona instead of Chelsea, actually. But as Barcelona had Lamine Yamal, they didn't want to invest time to develop a player who is like also left-footed, plays literally in the same position as Lamine Yamal, like roughly the same age. So it wouldn't make sense. So basically, they gave up this signing. So Chelsea, you got very lucky with this boy. Like, anyway, let's go to next. So now let's go with Manchester United. So first one, Cunha. He's very good. I'm gonna go excellent. Yes, I'm going to go excellent because, like, he did amazing in the Premier League. He is a very good player. I believe he was what Manchester United needed, which was a very creative player, offensively speaking, to help Bruno Fernandes. Because most of the time, he seems like alone on the pitch. He's doing everything by himself. At least last season was something like this. So Cunha will just be very good. Obviously, if the manager does something right, because Rumi Amorim, I thought for his second season, he would be good. But as things are going, I don't know about that. Just to finish talking about him, can be a good striker, can be a very good false 9 / number 10, can be left winger. The quality is there. And 74 million euros for him was not expensive, considering he is a PL proven player. So let's go to the next one. Lemon, I don't know how to say his name. Goalkeeper from the Belgium league. I'm going to confess, I don't know about him. And this guy, Diego Leon, also. And their fee were 21 and 4 million euros. And this guy, Diego Leon, I should have watched him playing in the Libertadores, which is our Champions League, to explain it briefly. But he was on the bench. Of the 2 games against Palmeiras, he was on the bench. So basically, I couldn't see him play. But I've read people saying he's very good, but he's a youngster with a lot of potential, or insane potential. And United paid only 4 million euros for him. But at the same time, I haven't watched him playing, apart from highlights and stuff. So I'm going to go can't opine, because I can't actually have an opinion on a guy I haven't watched playing. So let's go to the next one, Cesco. He's very good. And I believe, let me just check how much they paid for him. Let me see, 76.5 million euros. Like, he's not Premier League proven, But as I said about Delap, finding good strikers in the current market is very difficult. And he's very good because I've watched him play in the Bundesliga. Very fast, very strong, can score in different ways, like shooting or with a header and all of those things. And in theory, he should be what Ruben Amorim wants, like regarding style for strikers. I'm gonna go good, okay? I'm gonna go good because the quality is there, like the numbers are there. He is, like, I don't know. I want to go. No, actually, I'm gonna go excellent because considering the universe of strikers, like finding strikers that are better than him, I don't think it's that easy. And if he adapts well, United will have like a striker for the next 5-6 years or something. And Bumo, I can't put him lower than Chesko because he is Premier League proven, and United need players that are good in the Premier League because it's their biggest competition for this season. So yeah, I'm gonna go excellent. But at the same time, 75 million euros for him is kind of expensive. Okay, no, I'm gonna go excellent. And obviously, I'm trying to talk more about the players that are outside, that were playing outside the Premier League, like Chesko, Stevon, Hato, Nkitike, Virt, etc. Because obviously, the Premier League players, you already know all of them. So let's talk about Manchester City. Hinders. 55 million euros for him. One of the best players in the Italian league last season, playing as a center midfielder, like very good, can play as a defensive midfielder as well. Like his numbers are good and stuff. I'm going to go good for him. I'm going to go good. So that might be a hot take, but I'm going to go mid for Donnarumma. But before judging my opinion, about 30 million euros for a goalkeeper that, in my opinion, is not so good. Like, I don't think he is that good. I know that last season he was just insane. Half of the season, let's say from January onwards, he was magnificent. He was very good. But that's not what he is, considering the average of his career. And also, he's not good playing with his feet. And in order to play for Guardiola, like even as a goalkeeper, you need to be very good with your feet. I don't think it makes much sense to like sign Donnarumma, considering that your manager is Guardiola. Like for me, it doesn't make any sense. And also with that money, the same 30 million or even lower than that, they could have got like Ter Stegen from Barcelona, for example, who is not playing because they signed a new goalkeeper. And that would be way better. I believe Ter Stegen is like way better than Donnarumma. So I do not believe that was a good signing. I'm going to say mid signing. So next one, Aït-Nouri, left back, very good. Like we all have seen him playing for Wolves, like Wolverhampton, and he was very good. Like he was very good for Wolverhampton. I thought he would need some time to adapt to play in a back four, but he didn't. He just arrived there and played very well for Manchester City. I'm gonna go good. So let's go to the next one, Jorki, I believe. In my opinion, mid signing, to be honest. Even though 36.5 million euros for him, like it was definitely not expensive, considering he has good numbers and obviously he can develop a lot. And the Guardiola, which we can't say this to any player, to be honest, because Guardiola, in my opinion, is the GOAT of the managers. I can't put him with Hinders, Ekitike, and Aït-Nouri. So I'm gonna go mid. Finally, we have a player to put as a bad signing, and I have nothing as the guy. He might evolve to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. However, today, 31, actually, let me check exactly. I do not think 31.2 million euros is good for him. I do not think that's fair considering his quality today. And again, with that money, they could have gotten Ter Stegen or like another good and ready goalkeeper. And just for me not to talk only about Ter Stegen as an option, I do believe that, for example, Diogo Costa, Portuguese goalkeeper, he plays for Porto, but he's playing in the national Portuguese team. He's only 25 years old and he's very good. And he's good with his feet as well. And I believe he would be like way better than Trafford for 40 million euros, maybe 45, but like whatever. So in general, considering cost, quality, I do not think Trafford was a good signing, in my opinion, a bad signing actually. So let's talk about Arsenal now. Mendy, I think he's just too good. He is just amazing. Like he's a DM, can be innate defensive skills, can cover ground, can control the tempo of the game, which is something that a lot of midfielders cannot do. We see midfielders that are very good defensively and some midfielders that are very creative, but controlling the tempo of the game, like knowing when to pause, when to accelerate, when to do things, basically. And 70 million for him, in my opinion, is fair. Like, he's just fair. He is just one of the best midfielders in the world, and you paid 70 million. Like, I believe it's fair. Okay, now Eze. I don't know. I feel like I need to go perfect. Let me just check his price real quick. He was 69.3. I don't know. I'm wondering if excellent or perfect. Because, like, is he actually better than Cunha, for example? For me to say one is perfect, one is excellent. excellent, considering they paid roughly the same fee. Okay, I'm gonna go excellent. So let's go with Gyökeres. Gyökeres is one of the best strikers in the world, and as I've already said, finding good strikers is just impossible, at least for fair fee. Like basically there aren't enough good strikers for the amount of clubs that need strikers. And takes 5.8, let's say 66 million euros for him. It was kind of cheap, to be honest. Like he's showing more than Cesco, and it was even cheaper. If Cesco is excellent in my opinion, then I need to put him as perfect. So let's go to the next one, Madueke. I'm gonna go good for him. I'm gonna go mid actually, because he was not cheap. Like if they had paid, let's say 30 million for him, then I would go good. They paid like 56 million euros for him, which in my opinion does not reflect his quality. I believe he was a little overpriced. So let's go with Nkapie. If you have watched him playing, you know what I'm talking about. He is very good. Like, first of all, he's left-footed centre-back, which is rare to find. He is good. He can play the left-back as well. And I know that Arsenal got him on loan, but they have the option, the clause of signing him permanently. Okay, just because I'm a perfectionist that I wanted to know, they have the option of paying 52 for him to have him permanently, 52 million euros, which would be fair in my opinion. So let's finally talk about Tottenham players. I hope I just still have voice to finish this video, but I believe I do. By the way, if you're a Tottenham supporter, like I have analysis on all those players. Apart from Palhinha, I have specific videos analyzing each one of them, like Xavi Simons, Kota Takai, Colomani, Kudus, etc. So I'm going to speak quickly about them, especially because this video will be dead long. So Kudus, very good signing, paying 63.8 million euros for him, in my opinion, was very fair. He is very good dribbler, wants the ball all the time to create chances and stuff. And arrived, didn't feel the pressure, is playing very well. Even though I do know that we are at the beginning of the season, he arrived and is playing well in the few games he has played. And also very important, Tottenham needed an attacker, like a dribbler, because there weren't dribblers in the squad, basically. Apart from like Odobert, who is a youngster, he isn't ready yet. So let's go now, Xavi Simons. Guys, he is such a talent. He is just so good. Xavi Simons, let me check his fee. 65 million euros. I believe they paid a fair fee. Like that was very good. And now you can see why I put Isak on excellent, because although he should be perfect in sense of quality, he should be put as perfect signing, but they paid 145 million for him. And like Tottenham signed Xavi Simons and Kudus together for less than 130 million, or like Eze plus Cunha is basically the price of signing Isak. So let's go to the next Spurs player, Palhinha. I'm gonna go good or excellent, because obviously it's important to see what the team needed. I do believe Tottenham needed, and I talked about this in a lot of videos, that Tottenham needed a good defensive midfielder, and they signed him for 5 million, like they loaned him for 5 million euros, plus the clause of, let me see, the optional clause of 27 million pounds, which is not as expensive, even though he is already 30. I'm gonna go good signing. So Colomani, as I said in the video analyzing him, is a good signing. I do believe he is a good signing. He just needs to find his way back to start playing consistently in sense of starting games, because for PSG, he couldn't play so often. And then we saw him for Juventus playing amazingly. And for Tottenham, in my opinion, under Thomas Frank, he tends to be very good. So I'm going to go good, even though it's a loan deal. So last but not least, this one is very random, but I need to put 5 signings. Kota Takai, I analyzed him and his stats are good. Like in numbers, he seems to be good, but he's like a player for the future. Tottenham paid 5 million euros for him. Actually, it was 5.8 million euros, but in general, I'm gonna say mid signing. And like, let's be honest, worst case scenario, Tottenham lost like 6 million euros or something. So guys, let's just check if I'm committing any crimes here. I'm just okay. I need to put Isak as perfect signing. Was he very expensive? Yes, but he's just so good. He is just very good. Like regarding all those players, he probably is the best player of all of them. I wouldn't be able to sleep well if I put Isak as not a perfect signing, even though he was very expensive. But in general, I think that's good. Like, I think it's okay now. Like, if you want to disagree with something or agree with something or tell me anything, use the comment section. But anyway, that was it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends in the case I have said anything useful, interesting, or like whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.